we can switch gears, kind of, not kids, but in relation to relationship, that whatever. How about the idea? 'Cause I feel like, in relationships, in love, all that type of shit, whatever, it's easy to talk about when it's up, but it's also interesting to talk about when it's down. Because when a relationship ends, whether it's a relationship or a marriage or whatever, how you come out of that can determine how the next few years of your life go or whatever. How you change what you learned, or was it a waste of time or whatever type of shit, whatever. So talk about that. Like, when a relationship ends, what do you take, what do you don't take with you? And also, how does your perception and projection change? Because certain things is like the goal has to still be the goal if you had a certain goal in the first place.
Yeah, no, so that's to your point. Like, I feel like, especially just getting out of a relationship and where, though, like, I had long-term intentions, and I won't even go into the whole landscape of the entirety of the situation, but just how me moving forward from the situation. Like, initially, like, as a man, when you first get out of a relationship, it's easy for you to fall victim to your lack of discipline, or fall victim to your lust, or fall victim to having a freedom to do whatever you want now that you're no longer committed, right? And initially, your mind go there as a man. But for me, I seen a growth in myself, because even though I got out of a relationship, I didn't immediately start dating. I didn't immediately start having sex and doing all this extra. I literally was like, I'm going to take this time to get me right. And I've done that before, just on a personal development and self journey. But typically, out of all of my breakups, I probably did jump right back into the field and hit up an old shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, for me, I didn't do none of that. So like, it made me realize, I was like, just because I got out of this relationship don't mean I got to move the goalposts. The goal is the goal. I still want to be married. So I'm still going to move with those intentions, and I'm still going to move exclusive the way I was moving when I was in my relationship, with the same level of discipline, with the same level of focus, with the same level of commitment. The only difference is I'm committed to me and my future and what that will look like for the goal being the goal. Because when people get out of a relationship and they move the goalposts, they become a different version of themselves that no longer fit the goal that they initially was changing. So whether there's a woman going through our whole phase, or a nigga just outside and being irresponsible and just doing shit, now he having kids all over the place because you got hurt behind leaving the situation, or, the lack thereof of being able to stay grounded in the fact that you don't forget what you said you wanted. I told myself that I want to be married. So because I want to be married, I don't know what that looks like. And just because the person change don't mean that the end goal is going to change. So for me, my primary focus right now is getting better, growing, elevating, and I'm going to date, and I'm going to do these things, and I'm going to be more intentional about the vetting process and how I'm going to structure that in the time frame. But the end goal is still the end goal. So when you talk about getting out of a relationship and what you take with you, for me, I'm taking the goal with me, because moving the goalposts don't serve me, and it ain't gonna serve my future. For other people that get out of relationships that feel like it was a waste of time, we talk about that all the time. It's never a waste of time when you learn something. Like, I learned to not try to control the future, to embrace the unknown, and to be like, you know what, whatever come about. All I'm gonna do is be intentional about how I go about things. So don't leave a relationship and feel like, oh, I wasted my time. What did you learn from it? What did you earn from it? How did you grow? And what areas could you improve moving forward? You don't gotta sit there and even if you was the person that the reason that it was ended, or you was the person that got that felt like you got done dirty, or whatever the case may be, whatever side of the spectrum you're on, it don't got to be a waste of time. Just make use of what you learned from it, in either sheet that you might find yourself in, because we all been in both chairs at some point.
Absolutely. And, it's funny, I was actually talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, I was talking about another conversation I had with another friend, where me personally, I often loosely or casually, I might have done it with you, I loosely and casually talk about like being single, like the relationship ending, whatever. And it's partially because I like to envision or imagine certain alternative options or pathways, whatever, to make sure I'm always in alignment with wherever I may be going, however things happen. So no matter what may happen, supposedly whatever, I won't be just like shocked. Cause I feel like oftentimes when niggas don't be like,
for sure,
when people don't like think about how certain routes may end up, you just be doing anything. It's like, if you didn't want the relationship to end, or you didn't even think about it, you shouldn't be doing this in real time, whatever. So I was talking about how that's how I naturally think about whatever, and I spoke about how in the past, I spoke about how my relationship right now is really in a great space. I thought we really in sync, and she's she's happy with her path. I'm doing whatever, and we're engaged now. We're getting married next April, but it was not too long ago where I thought we weren't in the best space, whatever. And I told my a turning point was where I actually came to her and said, yo, like, on a very upfront, straightforward way, I said, yo, like, we not in the best space. I'm not saying I'm about to end it right now. I'm not saying you the worst bitch ever, or this and that. But I'm like, I thought we need to kind of reassess something to make sure 6 months from now we still good, whatever type of shit. I don't know where we going.
Course correct.
It was a very course correction type moment to present to whatever. Now, in that moment, not saying the moment, her reaction to that wasn't the best, you know,
because they don't have foresight,
right?
So you actually had to foresee some shit that she cannot. She here right now. You saying we over,
right? So her response to that wasn't like, "Oh, let me snap out and make some certain corrections or adjust." I won't say corrections, adjustments, and then put it back on track. It was like, "Oh, let's further derail things."
Damn, are they all the same?
Right? Let's self-destruct, like you know, like shit like that, whatever. But it's funny looking back on it.
The house down while I'm in it.
Absolutely, but looking back on throughout that whole time while shit was just awry and whatever type shit, I actually was planning to propose that whole time because I've been planning to propose. It's like 3-4 years ago, whatever. But
did you propose yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I got confused. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm talking about back then when all this was going on. Yeah, so this is in 2022, whatever, and I was playing out everything, whatever. But so I've been planning on proposing since the pandemic around that time, whatever. But I just knew, I knew I didn't want to be the type of person. I'm gonna spend all this bread and then have nothing left and then eat. Like I remember a nigga told me years ago, yo, when I proposed, yo, I had to eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches for like days and weeks and months. But I had to get it done though. And I was like, nah, like it's like cool. I can do this in a more efficient, conducive way to
for this.
Spend necessary to get the ring she want, whatever. But no, it ain't but the.
It's not about to break me.
Exactly. So I know this to get the right research. I've been taking notes for years of what type of ring she want, whatever. I'm gonna do it. This the budget. Say less. Put this aside. I got it. Cool. So in that same year, she went fucking crazy. So that was going on, and I actually lost my job and was still paying the bills. So paying the bills at the time. Whatever.
So you proposed with a ring pop. Got it.
No. So my point is, while this whole shit was being derailed, I also was losing all the bread I had at the time. But I said to say, it was a lot of mental stress going on while I was thinking about, do I even still want to propose?
Do I still want to do this?
Yeah, like, and so for us to get through that, and I like, you know what? Got the ring. I remember the day I was gonna propose, I got the ring that day because it got shipped and it didn't happen in time. So I ended up getting the same day, proposed, the party went well, whatever, all went through. So look back onto now where we're in a great space, headed towards when we're about to get it done. It's like, no, it's funny, all that worked out. And it's funny because it wasn't that long ago where you almost lost me.
You know, it's crazy. One thing I'll say, two things I'm gonna say. The first thing is, we always talk about relationships and just development, like off camera as well. And when you said something, we was talking before, and you was like, even through all the stuff that your fiance has put you through, it's never crossed your mind to leave. And I put a lot of stuff into perspective because that's the unconditional love that all of us as men strive to have for a woman. Because, we always say women are childlike and, we love from a protection provide standpoint, it's really not too much of a difference as to our role in that regard. So, you're going to let your kids through their bullshit. You ain't going to never want to get your kids up just because they pissing you off. So it's like, when you think about it as a man, if you're dealing with a woman and you don't have that feeling where it's like, my love for you is so unconditional, not to say that you're just going to do anything under the sun. Like, it comes with boundaries, right? But it never crossed my mind to leave you behind anything you've done to me. Now, granted, my love ain't so unconditional that if you do certain shit, then I'm not going to leave. No. It's basically just like in that space of when we're having an argument, when we're having a disagreement, when you pissing me off, it don't even cross my mind to leave. You follow what I'm saying? And like when you said that, it put that in perspective. Another thing when you said just now about the whole intentional actions thing, you got to start the game how you want the game to end. Like, that's how the flow of the game got to go. That don't mean it won't be no bumps. That don't mean it won't be no hiccups and no roadblocks. But when we talk about the goal being a goal, it's like when you know the end goal, it's like a person that enrolled into grade school and kindergarten. The end goal is to get your diploma. You're going to go through a bunch of shit throughout them 12 years of first to 12th grade or whatever the case may be to get that diploma, but you know what the end goal is. So that means like, all right, I'm going to have to show up on days I don't feel like it. I'm going to have to deal with people I don't feel like dealing with. I'm going to have to complete assignments. I'm going to have to grow, and I'm going to have to learn through this process in order for me to be qualified to get this diploma in the end. When you think about a relationship ending in a marriage, that's how you got to view it from a standpoint of, all right, that's what I want my end goal to be. So that means I got to be patient. I got to have grace with this process of what's going to come with it because we're going through these developmental stages of growth. But if you saying that you want something, but you cut in class, essentially, you dropping out, you doing all these things, or you just in every place but where you're supposed to be, and you're going to expect to graduate into that at the end, that's delusional. So like that goes for both men and women. It's like women say that they want the ring, but they're not propositioning themselves in a position to extract that out of a man. Men saying that they want a woman to be a wife, but they're not positioning themselves in a way that should be served. And I'm not talking about the good men. I'm talking about the men that just don't even have a program for themselves to be able to say, look, this is what I need from you as a wife or whatever the case may be. So I'll say that, but now I'm pivoting back to the other part on the back end when I was just saying like the whole having that love. When we think about unconditional love, right? Because I do feel like men, we love through loyalty, right? We love through loyalty, and we appreciate love through respect. Like we don't care about the emotional sense of the love. We want the love that shows that you respect me. Right. You respect the way I think. You trust me. You allow me to do what I say I'm going to do. And I'm showing up and doing it. And you having complete and unwavering trust in that. And you're not projecting onto me the things that happened that didn't go right in your past.
With the program.
You getting with the program. You know that I trust this man. This man has my best interest at heart. And we feel like that is love. A woman could say she loves us all day and tomorrow. If it comes behind disrespect, you're not telling me you love me. So, because if you're telling me you love me, but you're willing to disrespect me, you don't love me. I don't want that. You follow what I'm saying? So it's like understanding that that's how we love unconditionally. But unconditional, when I mean to when I say we love unconditionally, it's not contingent upon how she look. It's not contingent upon what she could do for us. We just love you. It's like I could just love somebody just to love them. It's not no contingencies to it. But unconditional don't mean without boundaries. And I feel like when people hear, oh, I ain't about to love you unconditionally, they think that you're not about to be out here doing it, doing that, and I'm still gonna love you. Nah, I can love you. That don't mean I'm gonna fuck with you. And that's where the difference is. I love a lot of people that I keep it short with. Friends, family members, just like I love you. I'm always love you because my love is genuine. But that don't mean I gotta allow you to be able to operate in my life and in my world in a way that doesn't show love for me. Because I love you, but I love me too. And I feel like that's something that I want people to understand, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. But being in that relationship, if you're a woman, if you want to really love your man, because I don't feel like women love men unconditionally. Like, I feel like niggas got to accept that. Niggas be searching for unconditional love. They love with conditions. It's just what it is. It's not what have you done for me, it's what have you done for me lately. Don't take it personal. Like, because you accept that don't mean that you agree with it. Because it just means you understand that you're not going to find a woman in the world whose love don't come with conditions. That's not a smut to them. That don't mean they don't genuinely love you. It just means that if she met you when you was broke and you got rich, that love is going to change. People think that, oh, if a woman meets you when you're down and then you get up, she could get intimidated by you growing and not wanting to see you grow because she might feel like you might want to leave her now. You be rich when you meet a woman and then next thing you poor and you think the love supposed to be there. No, because that security that you would provide now has her in fight or flight because she don't even know where the next meal. She's not cut out for that type of enduring that type of storm. So don't be upset at the lack of unconditional love. Understand that it's not there and realize that and accept it for what it is. But on the same time, try to get unconditional respect. That's what we should be searching for from women, not unconditional love. We should be searching for unconditional respect. Unconditional respect means no matter how she feel in that moment, she's still going to respect you. No matter where you at in the world, she's going to respect you behind your back. She's not going to let nobody play with your character. She's not going to create narratives and victimize herself to diminish your character. She's not going to let the kids play with you in your absence when you out working trying to provide for them. And she's not going to allow a situation or a circumstance to make her talk to you crazy because she has unconditional respect for you. She can keep the unconditional love because it ain't even there. The unconditional respect is what you want. You want where she's like, you know what, no matter what he said, I'm not saying you disrespect her and that's okay. I'm saying it's like, even if you disrespect her, she respect you enough to say, well, I'm not even going to say nothing back to this man. I'm going to just remove myself. That's the type of shit that you want to extract out of a woman. Unconditional respect. When you get that, that's the tier that we searching for. That's the tier that we thriving for. And as a woman, that's what you should be working to within self because that's how you on your end can sustain a marriage. If this man is doing everything he could do on his end to sustain a marriage, your end is respecting him and his down seasons, his up seasons, when he mad, when you mad, when he around, when he not around, when there's misunderstandings and when there's confusion and calamity so that y'all can get back to that grounded sense of clarity and have a successful relationship, friendship, partnership,